that is what is quite key about like physical things. Like it does make you slow down each shot. Like you're really like thinking about what you're doing and like the composition of it. Everyone's got like a camera on the phone, so everyone's just like always taking pictures, and they're like they're not a photographer, so it's nice to kind of like just revert back to like the old ways.
So this is Hazy magazine. Today we're here in Manchester and we're here with Leah Fallon.
Hi.
Welcome Leah, thanks for coming. Firstly, could you tell the Hazy magazine a little bit about yourself, how you got started in photography?
Yeah, so I'm Leah, I'm 22 and I'm a creative based in like the Northwest. So I live in Liverpool, but like I've grown up in like Sheffield and Edinburgh, and I really kind of started photography just growing up as like a teenager. Mainly like when I started out it was like disposable cameras, because I felt like it was quite like more easily like accessible like within like film photography, because I never really knew that you could get like the ones where you like re-roll it and stuff. So yeah, I started out like that, just kind of taking like pictures of my friends, and then just kind of carried on doing that like throughout like uni and like first year and second year. And then it wasn't until like maybe like third year of uni that I actually kind of was like, oh shit, okay, I'll get like an actual like film camera. It's a real camera in Northern Quarter. It's great.
Good shop.
Great shop. And yeah, I just got it's my film camera actually.
Oh, sick.
She's a little Samsung Fino 700 XL. So then kind of started like taking pictures of my friends, everything like that. And then I started to kind of think more about intentionally like shooting, so like taking portraits of people. And that kind of translated a bit more into like nightlife. So I'd go to like a rave, or like I'd go to like a club or something, and just go up to random people and just ask, oh, can I take a picture of you? And I found, because I then made like a photography Instagram, I found that was quite a good way to kind of like reach more people like with my photography, because take a picture of them, be like, oh, this is my Instagram, I'll post it on there. That was kind of how I started, and now I've just kind of translated into being like super trying to make it into a bit more of a job, which is hard, super hard. So I'm now moving into more like studio work, but I just love like film photography, and like especially travelling. It's just such like a fun like format of like documentary and everything.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to bring like a film camera with you travelling, because I feel like you're quite
small.
It's so small, but also like you're kind of limited to 36 to 24 photos usually. So it's kind of like that camera will just be for the holiday and nothing else.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Yeah, it's always like a nice little thing. I think it's more personal, especially like if you're taking photos of your mates or whatever, just to have those memories like captured on film, because that's how it used to be done. And I think it's nice to connect back to those ways of media.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like when you grow up, like all the pictures that your parents show you are like on film, and they're all like physical as well, like they're all like printed off, and like it's just such a nice way to like go back to that style of stuff, because like, everyone's got a camera now, like, everyone's got like a camera on the phone, so everyone's just like always taking pictures, and they're like their own little photographer. So it's nice to kind of like just revert back to like the old ways. It makes it a bit more unique, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's the thing about film photography, is like going back to the old ways, and it's kind of like connecting with a medium that died out, but it's coming back a lot now. So obviously you do both like digital photography in a studio setting and film photography kind of outside, like whether you're traveling or walking around the city, or like say documenting people at events. How are both useful in these different settings, and why?
I feel like I like both, because they're just so different. With studio photography and more like digital, you can experiment a lot more, because obviously it's more of like a like fast pace, that you can see your picture and you can like try like different angles, and like I tend to overshoot like a lot. Like I went to this like content thing yesterday, and I just took like so many pictures, and like it's fine, because I know I'm gonna get like a good picture out of it, but there's like so much like editing and like so much like selecting the right picture that sometimes you can like overdo it a bit. Whereas like film, I feel like usually I go for like 36 instead of 24, but I think it's just nice, because if you want to slow down a bit and you want to just kind of look for more intentional things, then I feel like it's just it's just different.
It really teaches you to be good at photography, I think, because like you're so limited in what, because like you say you've only got like 36 photos usually, or 24 sometimes, and yeah, like obviously you can't see the photos after you've taken them, so you really have to think about like composition and lighting and colour, and like naturally you'll make mistakes, and I'm sure you've had that as well.
The worst thing, two things actually. The first thing that like really annoyed me, I'd gone on holiday to Cyprus, and every time I go on holiday I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a brand new roll, I'm gonna shoot it all there. Did that the holiday, like took like 36 pictures, went to the Max Spielmann in Liverpool, never been there before, never gonna go back, because took my film there, and I'm like, always pay for like express because I just get quite eager, and I was waiting for my pictures, I've not heard anything, so then phoned them up, and I was like, oh, like I've not heard anything, like I paid for express, and they're like, yeah, so your roll's blank. And I was like, no, like I was like surely not, and they're like, no, like have you been on holiday? And I was like, yeah, and they're like, oh, you should have got it like scanned through, but then so
was it airport scanners?
Well, they said that, but then so I'd gone to the Max Spielmann in Manchester like literally a couple weeks after, and I mentioned it to them because I was getting like another roll developed, and I was like, I was actually really annoyed recently because I'd lost like a roll of film, and they said it was because of this, but I was like, that's never happened to me, like I've been on holiday and it always goes through, so I was just really confused, and he was like, no, like that's not really a thing. He was like, it's a bit of a myth, but usually like if it is going to affect it in any way, it will be like, it'll make the blacks look like a little bit different, like not completely wipe it out. But I was in like a full-time job then, so then like I didn't really have time to like go back to Max Spielmann. I went once, and then I was like, oh, do you have my roll? I just want to see like if it is just really blank, because it was like my Roman Empire, like I think about it like every day, because I know it was like such a good roll, and it just really annoys me. But yeah, the people that like developed it like weren't there, well, developed it, but yeah, so sad. And that was one thing that's like, I've never ever lost a roll of film apart from that, and it was like the worst thing.
It's devastating.
No, it's so like, it's so annoying, because I feel like because you put so much thought behind each picture, like I had it where like even still now, like I'll just remember like a picture that I remember like I took, and I'm like, it just makes me really sad because I'm never going to see that picture, and it's not great. But no, I've had it. I'll show you like some of the pictures that I've got on my iPad. There were some pictures like on a recent roll. I'd gone to London, and I was like super gassed. Like, do you only like have a picture in mind? You're like, oh, that's going to look really good. Got my film back, and it was actually before I was submitting for this. And I was in my head, I was like, oh, I'm going to submit that picture. So I was waiting to get this roll back, because I was like, okay, I'll submit that. Got the roll back, and the two pictures that I was like, oh, they're really good, they were both blurry. Like, or that's the thing with my film cameras, because it's like, is it like a point and shoot? Is that like where itself? So because it's one of them, it can be really annoying sometimes where, because like with the digital you can see what you're doing, whereas with film, like you can make mistakes like that sometimes because it's just focused, I think, maybe on the wrong things, and like the rest has gone blurry.
So that was unseen Hazy's images there.
Yeah, literally. You'll see what could have been. Let me find it.
That's the thing though, like film is so unpredictable, isn't it? And like you have that so many times.
So I'll show the camera in a second.
Sick.
But I thought, because basically it's got always shoes, and I thought it would have been a really nice picture. It doesn't look really anything, but
it's still kind of cool. Like,
you can maybe put it on the screen if you want.
Yeah, I'll add that to the screen. In a way, like,
it's not a great picture.
Well, I don't know. The blur kind of like adds something to it. I mean, it was shot at night time as well, so
that's the other one, which would have been fun. But yeah, it's focused on like the background of it. But
yeah,
I mean, you live and you learn.
Well,
and you learn from it.
That's very true. And like because of that, obviously, because of like, I guess the kind of emotions and the excitement that's like attached with it. Do you find the process of film photography more personal as opposed to digital, and how come, like what makes you feel excited about getting a roll of film, or in a way like connect to the roll of film when you're developing it?
I think it is like definitely the anticipation of it, like because it's like I said, like it's so like intentional, and like each shot, like you really like thinking about what you're doing and like the composition of it, and like especially me as well, like a lot of my film pictures I do kind of like take with my friends too, because especially when you're having like a nice night with your friends, or fucking love it at Christmas dinners with friends, like it's such a nice way to like capture the moment. So I feel like you do have like more personal ties to it, because I think, like I said earlier, like with like our parents, like all their pictures when they were younger, like it's all on film, and it's like nice to look back at, because I can't imagine like when I have children when I'm older, and like I think about kids like nowadays, like their like child pictures must be like Snapchat filters and like shit like that.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
like I want nice pictures to like show my kids and be like, that was me when I was younger, this was me and my friends. I think it does just have like lots more like personal ties. But
I guess like you say, because you say about like, I know maybe like your parents having film photos, maybe there's something like kind of nostalgic about it, because we grew up kind of in that age where like I guess like some of this media was still there, but it was kind of being slowly replaced by phones or other technologies, social media. So yeah, it's the same with me as a film photographer. I think there's something kind of like nostalgic about it, and like you said, that makes it a lot more personal, I think. Obviously you mentioned in the interview with Hazy magazine that you often seek to capture the beauty in overlooked details that people kind of sometimes miss. How does this translate both through your film and digital photography in the studio?
With film, I feel like it's better to like concentrate more on like textures and like the colours, and I feel like a lot of the time as well, like if you do kind of find them like moments where you think, oh, that would be like a great picture, film does like a lot of it for you as well, because especially with like, I mean, I say this, I do edit my film pictures as well, because I love like, it does the majority of the work, like because of the grains and like even like the texture of like film, but I love just kind of like enhancing it just a bit more, just to like push like that kind of look on it. But yeah, I feel like film is just a bit more naturally, like you're able to do that. Like I feel like I could take a film picture of like a brick wall and it would like look good, whereas like more like digital, you just kind of got to like think about it more. And I think with like kind of finding beauty in like the small things like that, I think definitely like in like studio settings, more like the unplanned moments, like the in between takes, like they can be quite
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's like sometimes the best photos that you get, like
Candid,
you say, they're more candid. And yeah, like with film photography, you obviously like have your challenges, and same with digital as well, but it's about learning to overcome those challenges and learning how each of those specifically work in different ways. And yeah, like you say, film with the aesthetic, it can kind of make anything look good, but it's knowing how to use the settings to make that appear good. And digital, it's a lot about composition, and because you can see it in the moment, it gives you a bit more time to think about it. But both are like great in terms of like developing your photography. I mean, would you say that kind of like film photography made you a better photographer because you're more challenged maybe, and because you have to like develop your film before you can like go back and see it and see what went wrong or what went right sometimes?
Yeah, I think so. Like definitely, like I think it's just like quite an easy way to start, isn't it? Like I feel like sometimes like digital photography can be quite like intimidating. Like I find that even now, like because I've shifted now onto, well, I still love like film, but I've started doing a bit more digital. Like it is like you make so much mistakes, but it's easier to kind of go over, but it is intimidating. But film, because it's like so like each role, there's so many roles that I've like messed up, or especially like at the beginning, and just kind of getting used to like your camera and everything. Like
you were saying before, like with the trial and error, that's how you kind of learn to like capture the little things that for a film photographer I find, or you might find, appear like beautiful in photos, or there might be something so mundane like in a street photograph, but like to a film photographer with their eyes, it's something that's like really interesting, whether that's like an interaction between somebody or like a little detail about a building or something.
Yeah, I feel like you find your own like style as well. Like yeah, obviously started, like I said, like just like my friends and like them kind of like scenarios, but then like taking that, like going on holiday, like bringing your camera, like I feel like especially like a holiday and like traveling setting like does make you kind of push it out a bit more, because I found that like obviously I'm always like in Manchester or Liverpool, and yeah, I've got loads of pictures of like out and about, but like I'm used to that. So I feel like when I went to like Barcelona, or some of the pictures I submitted in Copenhagen, it is just not something you usually see. So like these like little details, it is just nice to like capture on film, because it does just like, especially like traveling as well, like it kind of like saves that moment, like a little, like a nice memento to like take home with you.
No, 100%. It's something you remember like specifically from your trip. And like would you kind of say being in different environments that aren't like your home city, like Liverpool or like Manchester, does that push you to like seek things you might not look for here, or does it challenge you in any other different ways?
Yeah, for sure. Like I also feel like, I think this is just me because, like, obviously when I'm in Manchester, like I said, like I'm always seeing the same things. So I feel like even now, like this roll of film I've had for like a month or more than that. And I used to like sometimes do like 2 a month like rolls, whereas now I feel like, I mean, a lot of my friends have like moved from uni and stuff, so like, I don't really do like too much all the time, and I'm working. But when I go on holiday, because I'm like limiting myself to I've got 1 roll or 2 rolls, I want to shoot all of it. Like I am really just like anything I see, like, and I feel like it's easy when you go to like a nice place, like a touristy place. There's always like such nice like sites, and it really just like push you out there to like get more content, and like you are seeing like the nicer things.
100%. Yeah, it's always good. I feel like sometimes like film photographers can stick in their bubble a bit and like not get out, but like I think for me at least, when I came to Liverpool 4 years ago, I like really pushed myself to get out and explore a little bit, and I think that's so important to just like use photography as like a way to get out in different areas and utilize that practice to make you like get out of your comfort zone a little bit and like look for these different things that you wouldn't really look for just like walking by. So yeah, 100%.
I've seen that like there's this like group of photographers, I think it was like Northwest based, so I might try and do it, but they were like doing like a photography kind of like walk, and it seemed like really fun, like film photographers, and I feel like something like that's quite like a nice thing, because I feel like film, especially because nowadays as well, like not a lot of people do shoot and film, like maybe a bit more now because like it is becoming like a bit more,
it's coming back a bit,
it's becoming like a bit more trendy, but I think it's so nice because like it is more of like a community of people, stuff like that. I think it's so wholesome because it's like everyone's got like the same intention of like going out and like getting some nice pictures, and I think it is just like a nice like film is just more of a niche, isn't it? So
it builds up a community in that sense, and I think like you do get that online a lot more, and that kind of leads me on to the next question, which was like, how do you think social media has changed the way that people view photography, and has that like put it at a bit of a disadvantage at all, or do you think in a way it's built up these like film photography communities where people can meet each other and connect?
I feel like definitely like kind of like I said earlier, like everyone's got a phone now, so everyone's got like a phone with a camera. So I mean, taking photos of like your dinner, I do it a lot, but like so many things, not on film, I've not got that kind of money, Jesus. But yeah, like everyone's taking photos of everything, and like it's always being posted on social media. So I feel like, well, especially me as well, like I love like being like quite intentional with like my Instagram posts, and like even on my personal, like because I do kind of have them nicer moments on film, I do tend to kind of sit to post and stuff like that, and I feel like it is nice where like I see people that I follow that are doing like a similar thing where they like have a film camera and they're like posting it all, and like I do just think it's really nice because like in my eyes like it stands out a lot more, and like it is more of like a wholesome like thing to see, like especially I'm going off topic here, but like a lot of my friends, like I feel like there's quite a few of us that do use film cameras, so like it is nice when like obviously always you're waiting for your own photos, but then when your friend gets them, it's nice because I'm always the one that's like behind the camera, so I'm there like getting a picture of everyone else, but my friends like get theirs developed. It's also nice to see like their style as well, because it is usually more like a bit more casual and a bit more just friends.
I think that's like how a lot of film photographers think as well, and like you say, it kind of like with social media, like it can also be a tool, like although it's kind of like maybe like pushes photography down in some ways, you know, it can be something that people can really connect to. Like you say, if you've got a camera that's like used between your friends, or it's captured like a night out or something like that, it's a really personal way to like show those memories. And I feel like photography on social media, like you do think about how it looks a lot more, and it's kind of a shame sometimes that it doesn't do as well, because you know, you're really capturing like important memories, and I think like, you know, if you want to show your progress as a photographer too, it can be quite hard to like get those photos out there and get it the exposure it deserves. But then again, it brings people together. Like, I mean, with the magazine, it's brought like a lot of different people together, although we push the physical side of things. It's been a really useful tool in like connecting with different creatives, and that goes outside photography, you know, it can expand to like a lot of different mediums. That kind of goes on to the last question. I asked everybody that I interview this question, and I want to hear your take on it. How is physical media important in this day and age, specifically within your creative practice, but also in general?
I think with like this kind of day and age and like social media, like everyone's got such like a short like attention span. It's like everyone's like constantly like scrolling all the time, and like even like say I could post my film pictures and I think, oh, like they look great. Some people just scroll right past it all. When you think about physical things, like it lasts longer, and like whereas on social media, like people looking at like 5 seconds and then just going past it. Whereas like when it's something physical, like to be fair, like I used to get like my film pictures like developed like when I first started. I used to just get them developed. Didn't realise you could actually get them scanned. So now, because I just take quite a lot, I just get them scanned because I know anyway that I do like to edit them. But there is a part of me that I'm like, oh, I kind of would like to kind of start getting them printed again, because I think it is just a nice thing to have.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, if like we all lost our phones one day or our devices,
Well,
and
it's gone.
It's gone.
all gone.
Like if you don't have the prints, then you don't have those memories. And like, yeah, I think physical media in this day and age is more important than ever, because like you say, you post things online, it doesn't get the attention that it deserves.
It's just more like disposable, isn't it? Like online.
No, 100%, and it actually like brings people together a little bit, I think, because like, you know, especially if it's like a collaborative physical form of media, like a magazine, for example, it brings together different people from like different creative backgrounds as well, because like you could be like a musician and a photographer, but then if you're in the same publication, maybe like that photographer could get like a job doing shoots for the musician's band or something like that. And I feel like social media is so like, I don't know how to describe it, it's very like diluted nowadays. Like you see so much like film photography on Instagram, and maybe because of that people just don't pay attention to it. But you're spot on there about like attention spans as well. I just feel like people don't have the same attention span
like
anymore.
It's like with like TikTok and everything at the moment, it's just so like scroll.
That's the thing, no, so hopefully like physical media will come back a little bit with photography.
I think it definitely will. Like I think people are kind of seeking like a bit more, like, because it is so like fast paced, just to kind of slow down a bit. And 100%. I feel like that is what is quite key about like physical things. Like it does make you slow down, and like say you go to like an art gallery, like you're stood like taking it in and like you're reading like about it. You think more about it than just like scrolling past it or whatever.
Most definitely, 100%. And like I feel like humans are like naturally inclined to physical media anyway, because we've seen it with vinyl or like even books. You know, people are always
like reverting back
going back to those old media, which is great to see. And I think it's more important than ever. Thank you so much for coming down today.
Worries, thank you.
So can you tell them where they can find you on social media, etc.?
Yes, so my social media is @LaVidaLens on Instagram. I do have a website, but it's in the works. But yeah, @LaVidaLens.
So give that a follow. You can find Leah in Hazy issue 4. Thank you for your time.
No worries, thank you so much.
Peace. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hazy Magazine issue 4 Sit Down. The link to order Hazy Magazine issue 4 can be found in the description. The link to the artist's social media handles can be found in the description as well. Like and subscribe to keep updated with the latest of the Hazy Magazine YouTube channel. See you next time.